Welcome into the Sports Buffoons Podcast. Yo, let's get it going through, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of the world. Welcome on and back again to the Sports Buffoon Studios here, based out of Lenexa. Once again, guys, we got the full clan with us here on a late Thursday evening of all things. Surprise, surprise. And yes, as a matter of fact, I did get myself a "How about those Chiefs" Red Friday flag already. So I am good to
How'd
go.
you get it already, man?
Man, I did the pre-sale. So I was like, I'm jumping on that because, normally you go to McDonald's and you can get them or whatever.
Yeah.
But I was like, I don't want to fight with the line or deal with that. I'm just like, let's get a pre-sale.
I'm waiting on Tim to let me know if he can get some of his tickets or tickets for the last place or whatever. So
They're pretty cheap. I think they should be
I got like 3 for $15 last time, so it's only $5.
Yeah, I wish. So this is apparently the 12th of the series since they've been doing this. It's 12 of them now, which makes sense. I guess probably every year since Andy Reid has been a part of this organization. But I'm pretty sure I missed a few years at some point.
Here's a few for you.
You got a few back there. Yeah,
and then some behind me.
I've missed a couple, I think, over the years, or something's happened to them, man. Life's very different, and I've definitely had some things get mixed around in my life over the years. So who knows where some of my old flags ended up? But
yeah, who knows at this point.
Guys, I know it's a late Thursday, so anyone listening right now, I appreciate y'all. If not, obviously you can catch us in the morning Wednesday, or not Wednesday, but Friday morning.
Catch us on Spotify as well.
Of course. So otherwise, we got the full crew. So what you guys doing, man? What you got? JG's in his car today. He's in the car. So what's going on, guys? Before we get it kicked off.
Oh man, I had a perfect spot. I actually got kicked out of my house. My wife said that I'm too loud when I do the show in my own house, so I got kicked out to the proverbial car bar.
Too loud? No.
Yeah. The car bar where we only drink non-alcoholic beer for the most part. I got kicked out. So, and then I found my spot that I really wanted, and then I got kicked out of that too. So I had to find a different parking spot over here.
Oh, so you were in a different parking spot from what you originally wanted for some reason?
Yeah, man. But like I told you guys earlier, before the show started, there's still no cops over here, so that's a good sign.
That's good. Yeah, stay safe out there wherever you're at, and enjoy the car bar. I know reminds me of the old COVID time. 5 years ago, we might have had some car bar experiences out there. But every once in a while, it's okay to bring it back. As long as you're doing it in a safe manner, I suppose.
Yeah.
He just says, yeah. Anyways, Tanner, what you doing, man?
I'm sipping on cut water. If that was your, that's not what
I didn't know what the hell was going on. I keep looking down at your pants.
I'm sipping on cut water, man, because I'm gonna go dry here for the next 4 months after this. So.
Yeah, we're about there, but we'll save the reason for that for a different time. But we're almost to that point.
That's right. Sorry, I just got done with False Start Thursdays on the Bookends show on the Bookends channel. So we were discussing the NFC South preview tonight. I just finished up that, and now I'm on with you guys, drinking a little Suntech Mark whiskey.
What the hell?
Shout out to my transportation team down in Wichita.
Is that what kind of label is that? What is that? Suntech what?
So it's a Maker's Mark. It's a Maker's Mark bottle, just like a off-brand of it. So, but it's made by Maker's Mark.
Oh, so it's kind of like when Maker's Mark also does the Chiefs logo as well on some of their.
Yeah, it's like
branding.
Really tiny. So
Suntech's
the carrier, you could say.
Interesting. Okay.
But no, shout out to my transportation team there. So, but yeah, no, it's just take a little sip here. We're like I said, we had a great NFC South conversation there. Curious, real quick, guys. I know we might have a show later on, but do you think the Bucks or the Falcons or the Panthers the NFC South?
I'm going to take the Falcons, man.
Falcons, okay.
I think I might have touched on this a little bit last week, I feel like the way that Baker played last year, I'm not saying he's not a good quarterback. He is, but I just think that you're going to see some regression there. And so I think that the Bucks, while they are going to be a good team this year, I don't see them winning the division. So I'll take the Falcons only because Baker's not that good.
See, I think that's where we talked about this the other week, and we have some disagreements. And I'm a Baker Mayfield fan, and I think that he's kind of coming into his own a little bit. Those first few years in Cleveland were a big waste of where anyone goes to play is a big waste of time. And I think Baker's like coming to his own. He has great receivers there in Tampa Bay. And so I believe in the offense. They got a good running back, Tanner, one of the guys you like a lot. And the rest of that division sucks majorly, and their defenses all suck. To me, I'll take Tampa Bay to win that division without a doubt. And I think it'll just be Baker Mayfield being a veteran leader at this point to be the guy to pave the way, because I believe in him. Not that I don't believe in Michael Penix Jr. I actually am a big fan of him as well, but I just really believe in Baker to be a really good quarterback. As a matter of fact, probably top 10.
Yeah, I had the Bucks first place. I actually had the Falcons in third, so I'll leave you with that.
You said you had the Bucks in first, Tanner?
Yes, they were 9.5 wins was their over under. I had the over on that. So
okay, I was wondering why that question came up.
I was just kind of curious to see what you guys were thinking, because Falcons is interesting. The Falcons were 7.5 wins over under. So
if you want me in order, I'm going to go Bucks, Falcons, Panthers, then Saints in order.
Yeah, Saints stink.
I'll go Falcons, then Bucks, then who gives a shit about the other two teams?
Yeah, they'll be picking top 5, probably both of them.
That's fine. So no,
I'm before we kick off our Chiefs talk here, you guys are gonna love it. If I was, a basic white girl, I'd be a pumpkin spice little diva. So I got myself. Wait, camera's over here. I'm back on the pumpkin ales. They're already out in August. So I got to have this at least once a year, and it's better early than too late. So for me, I'm dealing with muggy 90-degree weather every day, and I'm tired of it. So I can just sit here and daydream about the fall, which is, I don't care what anybody says, the favorite, my favorite, the best season, the time of the year there is the fall. So got the pumpkin ale going early. That's what I got going on.
That's a great beer, man. I'm gonna have to borrow one of those from you. It's too bad that I stopped drinking beer a while back, because that was one of my favorites for sure. The Schlafly Pumpkin Ale. What is that like? Jiminy Christmas, Tanner. What over there? Is that like 8.5%, Mike?
Yeah, it's 8%. Yeah.
Tanner, do you eat one too many donuts, or what's going on over there, man?
No donuts today, guys.
Probably that lasagna.
You need to go on a diet, man.
We did have the whatever it is called, the protein penne, and that nuggets that you bought, Mike.
Yeah.
We had that together,
Okay.
So it's pretty good.
Good.
All right.
You need to hold.
All right, guys. Well, let's jump on into it here. We do have, it looks like Slammin' Sammy Joe at least watched.
Slammin' Sammy coming back. What's up?
All right, guys. So let's kick it off real quick with the big news of the day about Rashee Rice, and just kind of what we learned over the past few hours anyway, is that it sounds like the hearing will not be till September 30th. So the assumption at this point is that he will not be suspended in any kind of way, because we don't have any rulings yet until after that time period. So right now, it looks like Rashee Rice is good to go for the first 4 games of the season. So right now, there's a lot of interesting opinions and takes, and some people who hate this if you're a Chiefs fan, some people who like it, some people who, if you're not a Chiefs fan, you think it's a conspiracy somehow that the league's out to get you and they want everything to favor the Chiefs, which even then, this doesn't make any sense. It's just people being stupid. So anyways, guys, what you guys think right now about the Rashee Rice news of the day?
I'll let you go, Jason, first.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's not gonna. I think they're gonna push it back till next year. That would be my knee-jerk reaction. That he won't miss any games at all. But I've been going back and forth with people as to what they think is a bigger punishment. Would you rather a player miss the first 4 games, or would you rather they miss like games 5, 6, 7, and 8, because my contention is that a lot of times these players, they miss the first 4 games, and then it just like they never really get their footing, like they don't really get a full season out of it. But I would say if you can suspend a player for the second 4 games, and this player could potentially come out of the gate hot in games 1 through 4. And so if for some reason they do suspend him for games 5, 6, 7, and 8, I think that's going to be good for Rashee Rice, because he's going to come out of the gate hot, and then he's going to get suspended, and he's just going to be dying to get back in there. So I don't know if there's a correct answer to this question, but I just want to know you guys' thoughts on that, because, a lot of times it's the first 4 games and the player never gets off the ground. But I'm curious to know what you guys think about that.
Yeah, I think Tanner might have a different opinion than I do, but I'll just throw mine out there, because to me, I look at this as Rashee Rice is going to be a guy that's used early and often as much as possible. I see him being a guy that gets minimum 10 targets per game this year. And so for me, I see a situation where you got a guy that's going to come in, get force-fed the ball, probably get 30 catches, 30 to 35 receptions in those first 4 weeks, especially going against opponents. We're going to be facing the Eagles, be facing the Ravens, we're facing the Chargers week 1, Giants on prime time. There's 3 really good teams there that I just mentioned. And I think that having him potentially get a few weeks off in the middle of the season just primes him for the back half, which is what matters the most as a Chiefs fan, is towards playoff time. Who's healthy for the playoffs? Who's ready for the playoffs? And to me, him having that break in the middle is like a extra long bye week for a guy that's going to be high usage rate, that's going to be getting force-fed the ball, that's going to have a healthier body going into January. And that's what I'm looking forward to the most. That I'll take this as a positive without a doubt. I think it's a good thing that it could be going down this way. But that's just me trying to look at the positive sides of everything. Obviously, the ruling could be worse than we originally thought. Maybe it's not 4 games, maybe it's 6 games, And yeah, the Chiefs still last year, I think, won like 14 games without Rashee Rice total, including the playoffs. I mean, we can live without him, but to have him on the field is just an extra X factor, because we were at that Bengals game last year, sitting next to Taylor Swift, as a matter of fact. That's right. And we got to see him have that beautiful streak down the sideline, that catch for the touchdown. And little did we know that he'd only play about half a game after that, and that'd be it for his season. So he's a dynamic player, amazing athlete. I'm looking forward to seeing him on the field again, just because I love good football players and what he can do for the team too. So, anyways, Tanner, you have a different opinion than what I do with this, because I felt like earlier when you and I were chit chatting, you might not be happy about this situation.
I got a couple different spots, right? And Slim and Sammy, that is week 9 for the Bills game, week 9. So if it were based on 4 game suspensions, he'd be back either way. But I got a few different takes for this scene, because I've seen a few different things as well, right, around it. To Jason's original question, which one would I rather have, 1 through 4 or 5 through 8? As a Chiefs fan of this team here, I would actually be right there with you guys, 5 through 8, right? Play the hardest teams like Eagles and the Ravens, getting those guys out of the way there. I like that here. I want people to remember too, like, there's also fantasy football that comes into play here. And 5 through 8 is also bye week season on some guys there, right? 7 and 8 especially. 8 is a very popular bye week. Having a guy like Rashee Rice out for that week is huge on some best balls. Now, there are some other takes I will drop to you guys here. I've seen on X today, just scrolling around, even how about those Chiefs has been on some of these as well. But there's talks like, let's say it is the 30th, right? And they do meet and they don't rule a suspension until maybe a couple weeks later. Like, we're talking, there was talks possibly of a late season suspension, right? Which would not bode well for anybody in that play. There could be next year still for a suspension time. There's also my theory right now, and it is a theory, but it's based off what his sentencing and everything else was, where they're saying the 30th, but they're going to rule everything else in the next couple of weeks here with behind the doors. Just like they did, like we were talking December, right? January of his sentencing, and then all of a sudden out of the blue, it was done. Court date done. They already figured everything out, jail time, whatever.
Yeah.
So I have that's my theory is that, they're saying this, but they're going to have this done before week 1, and we're going to find out suspension before week 1 is my idea of it. But we're talking anywhere apart the season. Obviously Mike's favorite guy and every Chiefs fan's favorite guy, Mike Florio. I think there's a conspiracy theory here going on in play, and that Rice should see 6 to 8 games come into play, and he should miss both the Ravens and the Bills game at once. But that's our favorite guy for a reason.
No, Florio thinks that he should definitely miss the Eagles, Ravens, Bills.
And Bills.
Basically, we'll suspend him for 4 games, but it'll make sure it's the 4 hardest games the Chiefs have all season long.
Correct. Otherwise, if he comes back for the Bills in week 9, right? Well, yeah, and by the way, if he's suspended in week 5, our bye week is what, 7, 6, 7 this year?
Oh, 19, I got the schedule.
27. Oh, after the Bills game is the bye week. So week 10 this year. So yeah, I mean, we even get the bye week with him. So he plays 1 game coming back. It's against the Bills at the Bills. Goes on bye week, and we play the Broncos. I mean, Bills and Broncos as a return for Rashee Rice. That's going to tick the NFL off big time.
Yeah,
so it's not a win-win situation.
I don't know where you got the where'd you get the 6 games? Because if you're a conspiracy theorist, there's no way in hell he's going to miss 6 games. Like that's impossible. The NFL,
that's the talk. That's the talk. 4 to 6 games.
The NFL wants the Chiefs to win the damn Super Bowl. So why are you going to suspend him for 6 games? I mean, first of all, he didn't do anything.
You're muted, Mike.
Those of you who listen to this show and listen to the JG, you know he didn't do anything wrong. So if you don't have any evidence and the guy didn't do anything, what's your argument for getting 6 games? That doesn't make any sense, Tanner.
No, I'm not saying he gets 6 games. I'm saying out there everybody's talking 4 to 6
discussion
games.
And rumors. And also to keep in mind that there is going to be jail time involved with the Rashee Rice issue. Now he's going to be doing that after the season.
He already paid $1.3 million.
But my point is the league is going to look at the entire situation, I think, and then they're going to come down harder on him on this than they did the previous, driving DUI type of infractions.
By the way, Addison, who got arrested the same day as Rashee Rice, just got his suspension a couple weeks ago, and it's 3 games. But he didn't cause a wreck.
Didn't cause a wreck.
This is the second instance, though. I believe the second or third instance of him driving reckless himself, and he ended up only getting 3 games. Rashee Rice caused a wreck. Already is settled 1.3. Nobody died. Nobody's permanently hurt.
The Rice situation is more complicated than Jordan.
He wasn't drunk. Nobody. I mean, at least that's not what the police report says. So, I don't know.
I think fleeing the scene and all those things come into play.
It hurt.
The NFL is not going to like the way any of this looks at the end of the day. And Goodell's going to have to be convinced one way or the other on what to do with this. So
now it was interesting hearing the radio today, right? So I don't listen to the radio much, but on the way to the gym from work, they were talking about, and I always forget about this, and since we've seen examples of it, where the committee that hands out the penalties could say 2 games, but Goodell, who has the ultimate power and the ultimate say, could walk in and say, that's not good enough. I want 6. And he's done that before. You got to remember this. He's done that before. I think with Rice not repeating an off-season incident is going to help him a ton this year with this incident here. And that's why I'm thinking 4 in my book at max, because he's not repeated the same thing.
It's always been 4. Like these people waste all their time just debating this stuff. Like it was always going to be 4 games. Like, and if you give him more than 4, that's that's wrong. But if you give him less than 4, maybe it's either going to be 3 to 4 games. And it is what it is, man. But Goodell, I've got my own opinions about Goodell. He makes
better than Silver.
He makes a lot of money. He makes some very interesting decisions, not all of which that I agree with. But
yeah, Addison does.
With Rashee Rice, dude, I mean, come on, give me a break. Like, there's no conspiracy theories. He's not going to get 6 freaking games. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, like I said, to me, this is a positive. It's only going to allow our top target this year to get more health or to get healthier middle of the year and to just get his body ready for the postseason. That's really all I care about. So to me, this could be seen as a positive. So,
yeah.
All right.
It'll be interesting.
You guys ready to jump into our current preseason stuff going on?
Let's do it, man. We're on the verge of preseason game number 2 here tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow night, a late one at 9 p.m. Central because we're playing in Seattle, of course. So got to stay up late for that one. Probably won't be over till midnight. But
are you going to be okay, Mike? Are you going to be able to make it?
It is the weekend, and I tend to be a late nighter on the weekends. So now that on the weekend nights, I should be in bed right now. But you bastards have me up right now, so here we are. But anyways, so the rumor is possibly that Andy Reid's not going to start most of the starters for this next game, or play most of the starters in this next game. But I'm gonna call BS on that. I think Andy Reid's full of it. He's always a liar when it comes to preseason. He does this every year, you guys, because every single year he tells you Mahomes is going to play the first quarter. Every single year he tells you that. And then he said Minshew's going to play the second quarter. Every single year he tells you that crap about the second string quarterback too. And he's a liar because what happens every single time Mahomes plays one drive, whether it's 3 plays like we saw the other day, or whether it's 13 plays, Mahomes is going to play one drive, not a quarter, but a drive.
The second game, though, normally he plays like almost the entire first quarter. If they look bad, he goes a little further in. But that's normally what the second game's for him.
I'm going to call his bluff. I'm going to say Mahomes plays 2 drives in this game.
I agree.
2 drives in this next game coming up. And then Minshew plays the remainder of the first half. And then Zappi and Oladukan can do whatever in the second half.
Yeah, let's get up 14-0 again, and then watch Zappi throw 3 picks.
Yeah, that's what I'm going with anyway. So
yeah.
Anyways, guys,
I believe that
we haven't talked since the end of that first game.
Hey, Slayman, I'll take it at home. If the starters want to go in week 3 at home and play a few drives, I'll take that. We might be there. So.
Well, I don't want to spend a lot of time on just a recap of the previous game with you guys, but did you guys have someone that stood out that you were looking forward to that actually did their job correctly and that you thought made an impact and everything you wanted them to be in that week 1 preseason game?
I'll let Jason go first on this one.
Yeah, just a couple of quick ones. I mean, I like the Jason Brownlee touchdown on the first possession of the game. I think that's you can take a look at that and say, okay, that might be a situation where you're going to see him used during the regular season. Outside of that, nothing really stood out to me. I like the fact that Gardner Minshew led the team for a touchdown drive because you never know when that's going to come into play. And so it's good to know that we have a quality backup on the team. But other than that, that was all that stood out to me.
Okay. Yeah, no, I come right there with you too. But I like my big one was the Brownlee touchdown, being the reps with Mahomes in the end zone, the high point catch back fade. I mean, when's the last time you've seen that, Mike, from Mahomes?
Well, that's never been a part of Andy Reid's offense, for the record. So it's something a little different that I think we're going to work on. Yeah. I mean, they've used it to a degree with Kelsey, but that's just a whole different dynamic. You know what I mean? But like throwing a play like that, throwing a ball like that to a wide receiver on this team has not happened. It doesn't really happen, and it's not part of Andy Reid's playbook typically. So I thought that was pretty interesting, at least. And that's for a guy who might not make the team.
Yeah, and and he's playing with Mahomes in the red zone, right? Catching those passes. So, but Brownlee touchdown was a big one. I thought Chris Roland Wallace filled in very well, and he performed really well. Like he was in the right spots when he needed to be, right? And maybe it was just a game of being there and there, where you got to be. But yep, sometimes that's what it's all a part of, is knowing where you got to go, knowing the game plan for it. And he performed really well. I do want to give a shout out to Roland Wallace here. Of course, Jaden Hicks. I know you'll probably talk about Jaden Hicks here in a bit there. And let's make sure we notate that Harrison Butker, 58-yarder. We did not see that kind of kick at camp.
Well, yeah,
we had a lot of concern after camp.
He couldn't hit a 60-yarder at camp, and so when he made that 58, I was like, okay, maybe we're okay then.
We might be all right. We might be all right. Yeah. So yeah, that was a few there, and obviously Minshew is levels above the other two QBs. So
my boy Matt Ariza had some bombs too. He was looking good.
Yeah, man.
So he was looking pretty solid.
Hey, I don't know, man. You think he's a top 10 punter? Think we should have kept that rookie on?
Oh, I don't know. He needs competition. I don't know if he's earned a spot so far on the team. So yeah, well, the guys on the radio decided to bring me up again on their own accord, by the way, this week. So
that's right. You live in their nightmares.
What I said.
You live in their nightmares.
They'll never admit it, but I mean, they just didn't like it that they're looking like fools, and I called them out about it. That's all.
They don't like accountability.
No. One guys that I obviously really was excited about at camp that I thought made an impact in the game was Jeffrey Bassa. Once again, linebacker coming in, but in a different kind of way, because I look at him as a coverage linebacker. This guy was filling holes, filling gaps. It looked to me like he was getting in the right spot at the right time, because he was making some tackles, making some stops. Had that one tackle in the backfield, I believe, that looked really good. I mean, a guy that's kind of like knifing through between the D tackle and the D end there to make a stop. And yeah, so I'm hoping to see more of that out of Jeffrey Bassa and see what he can turn into on this team, because it'd be awesome if the guy can do that along with the coverage aspect. I mean, 5th round pick, but I mean, man, we might have something on our hands here.
I mean, if you're looking at the guy that's be able to step in for, a Tranquil, a Bolton, or whoever, like be able to bring some different coverage looks on top of it with this team, like Boss is it. Like he's our guy at this point.
This linebacker depth on this team has not been good over the last couple of years. And so this year it'd be nice to have a guy we can rely on to step in at either side, potentially to play either that Will or the Sam position. And I think he's got enough flexibility to and he's new enough, to football, I would say, to where you can move him around a little bit. I don't think he's going to be a Mike linebacker, but he could be either one of those guys that play either on the weak or the strong side. So I do like what I've seen out of him. As far as other parts of the game, I mean, honestly, I'm glad we got out of there mostly healthy. Obviously, Deion Bush out for the year, but it looks like Roland Wallace might be able to step in. So, Jack Cochran was our best backup before Bassa, and Jack Cochran's a middle linebacker, and Jack Cochran's not meant for anything to do with coverage or
he's a Bolton. He's a Bolton backup.
Yeah,
like you're focused on stopping the run and going downhill. That's it.
Right. And if something happens to Nick Bolton, it'll still be Jack Cochran that comes in to fill in that position. But if something happens to either Drew Tranquil, who's battled some injuries, this guy's a fighter, or Leo Chenal, I think that Bassa could play either of those positions and fill in really well. Hopefully, in year one. But I'm seeing some good things out of him, so that's good to see. I think that, unfortunately, Janoris Robinson had the best pass rush of the night with that sack, and he's out for the year as well. So Chiefs added him to the list with Deion Bush. But
we should give a shout out to Joshua Williams. I mean, this is a guy that's battling for a roster spot right now too. I mean, technically he really is, but he was. We heard his name a lot, right? And it wasn't bad things. It was really good being in the right spots as well. Being around the tackle. So
Josh is a big physical cornerback. Sometimes he gets too handsy. He'll create penalties on accident every once in a while, but it's not because he's just failing at his job. It's not because he's falling on his ass all the time. We have somebody else right now that I'm not really impressed with on this team that does that on his own. And it probably should just be a special teamer. But for some reason,
you want to say who that is? You want to say who that is?
We got a guy. His name, he goes by Nazi. Nazi is his name, and I just I think that the coaching staff has some kind of infatuation with him that I've never understood. And we saw him, when we went to camp a couple of years ago when he got injured and ended up missing the whole year and all that. And we knew he was getting first team reps during that practice. Dan, remember that?
But he looked good. He was sure. Defending really well. We were impressed walking away after the rainstorm.
Staff liked him, right? And so we were like, all right. And then we saw him go out, and it's like, all right, well, that potential might be gone now. Well, ever since that time, I've never seen him come out in the field and make plays in a way that gets me excited and says, okay, this guy can be an NFL starting cornerback, or should be above a guy like Josh Williams, who his rookie year was starting for this team many games and did a really good job, and in a year we won the Super Bowl, even. And so I don't understand why we'd be giving up on Josh Williams like this. I'm hoping that's not the case, but we'll know here in a couple of weeks when cut day comes along.
Yep. So I don't know. He could be a Dolphin for all we know.
A Dolphin, huh?
The Dolphins, they don't have a secondary. I don't know if you know this.
Well,
they cut 2 starters, right? Or traded Jalen Ramsey. Can't remember who else left. And then they had 2 or 3 guys going IR right away after that trade to Jalen Ramsey.
All right. Well, I'll trade him. I'll trade him Najee Johnson and Sky Moore for a first-round pick. How about that? What a deal!
Done.
Sky Moore can be their slot receiver. They can have Tyreek and all those guys, but Sky Moore has upside. It's to sell him the dream.
He's still learning how to run around. It's fine.
Yeah. All right, Tanner, want to talk running back room? We've
running back room time. I mean,
we've hit on a few positions over the last few weeks, which is awesome, but figure we'll do running back room and tight ends today for a few minutes.
Yeah, running back and tight ends. I think those are 2 very interesting conversations for this roster outside of receiver of what's going on, right? So right now, currently, you got Pacheco, Hunt, Mitchell, and Brashard Smith. But do you keep all 4? And obviously, Carson as well, right? We also got Carson in the mix. You can't forget about Carson at this point. So, how do you structure this roster to be able to keep maybe 6 receivers? And I mean, you might be keeping only 3 running backs total at this year versus last year you had Carson as a fullback and ended up using him as a running back. You might not be keeping a fullback this year. The way this roster is all structured, because you might need that extra guard the way we needed them last year. So
if anything, Carson would be your fullback.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So we cut Carson, and do you keep the 4 running backs? Brashard Smith is interesting. I think he has a big task ahead of him this week to see where he's at. He's a 7th round pick. Can't say he looked the best last week, but he has upside. We've seen him in camp. He was playing with different teams. He was playing in the ones at times, but where do we sit there with Smith? Does he surpass Mitchell, or is Mitchell and Hunt and Pacheco are guys we walk in with? Even though Smith could be utilized in the special teams world.
Yeah, that's a good question, and I'm gonna let JG go in just a second. But I do have to tell you guys, I just got Madden today, the new Madden that just came out. And I started my franchise and already made all my cuts. So I'll tell you what I did on my Madden franchise.
Yeah, I'm interested.
I literally, because I wanted to keep Tyquan Thornton so bad. I literally put Brashard Smith on my practice squad. Is what I did. And I kept Elijah Mitchell, Kareem Hunt, Isaiah Pacheco on the team. And I think I put Carson Steele on practice squad too, if I remember right. But basically, I had to make sure I kept Tyquan Thornton on the roster along with Nico Remigio. So I kept 7 wide receivers. Dude, I first of all, Nico's my returner, and then Tyquan. I wasn't gonna let go of Tyquan, dude. But to me, Brashard Smith, the interesting thing with him is he only has 1 year experience at running back at SMU. and was otherwise a wide receiver. And if you're going to make this team, I don't really know what we were hoping for necessarily when we drafted him in the 7th round, but like, you got to pass block. You got to know how to pass block out of the backfield, and that's not something I think he's going to be able to do, especially in year one. He's not going to be used in that kind of way, and if he's used in any kind of way, it'd be as a returner or just as a specialized receiving third down back. But even then, that's a tail to the defensive side of the ball. Obviously, this guy's got to stay in the block. We can blitz his ass. So to me, I think he needs more development. He is a project, guys. I mean, let's keep that in mind. Like I said, going from receiver to running back and all that. I mean, you're a 7th round pick. You're a project. So to me, I'd rather send him to practice squad and be comfortable with that and just roll with the top 3 guys, because I do like Elijah Mitchell as our third back. I liked what he did in San Francisco. When he's healthy, I think he's a pretty good player. But I want him to be a part of this team because I think that he'd be a nice rotational piece. So,
Jason, just notate too that as of late, my last 5 best ball drafts I've been doing on drafters in the 16th to 18th round, Smith has gone. He's been picked in best ball, and you can't make moves after best ball, right? So whatever you draft, that's your stinking roster. Like, that's it. And he's going during that time. So just want to notate that as well. But JG.
That's fine. I mean, I don't want a bunch of bums on this team. So we're going to keep 3 running backs. That's it. We got Elijah Mitchell. And the great thing about the running back position is if you get into a pinch where you got injuries or what have you, you can get a guy off the street, dude. So I can get a running back off the street. I can be the running back. I can walk in and be the running back. So you don't need 4 freaking running backs on this team.
Maybe with your Maui costume on, you might be able to be a running back and get away with it. That's it.
It's not even. I don't know, man. I like Elijah Mitchell, and he's like the third guy, and that's all we need. We don't need to keep anybody else on this team.
I agree.
So
I agree. I think 3. I think 3 RBs, Carson Steele and Smith are gone. Right. I want to keep an extra receiver. I want 6 receivers, no matter what.
Well, who you cut between Thornton and Nico?
I'm keeping both.
Well, okay. What receiver are you going to cut?
No, let's go down the way here. Let's go down the way. I got to pull it up.
I'm just saying, you just said you want to keep 6, but that's not possible. You got to keep 7 in that case. And that's what I did on Madden today, as a matter of fact.
4,
it just came out today. I had to get my roster going.
The only thing that matters is Madden.
So I guess for me, I'm cutting Tyquan.
Cutting Tyquan, man, that's a tough one too because he's looked really good.
He has, but
really
he also had a couple big drops in camp this week. So, and it was good defense, but he also gave Brian Cook a pick as well. On top of that, we've seen that in the past year with some of our receivers. Right now, I think Tyquan would probably only be outside in. I keep Nico because of his special teams ability right now. But man, I it's hard, right? It's hard because I do want to keep a Caliendo, a Morris, and a Hunter, or Norzad, or a Hansen, with that. So the O line too. I think we keep one more extra. We probably keep 6 receivers. And we stick with the 3 RBs, assuming that Smith doesn't get picked up by anybody on the practice squad. So
that's the risk you take by doing that, which I think it's a fair chance because running backs are a dime a dozen in this league, as we all know. And I can't imagine some teams going to go, oh God, we have to have that 7th round running back you guys took.
Now, Mike, we're also getting to talk about tight ends too, right? Do we keep 4? Do we keep 4?
I know the Chiefs would like to keep 4, but I don't think it's necessary personally.
But what route would you go? So like bring in the tight end situation now, right? Because again, these are 2 situations right now we have where we got too many guys that could be, value to this team that could impact our receivers and our O line and some other positions.
Yeah, well, You got to look at value to the roster at this point. I mean, like, first of all, a guy like Jared Wiley, I'm going to start at the bottom, in my opinion. Jared
Okay.
Wiley is going to offer you one thing, and that's probably receiving ability, athletic ability. That's nice, but you know what? We already have that at the position. We already got, I don't care if Travis Kelce's about to be 36 years old, but Noah Gray, athletically looks as good as ever.
Yeah.
The guy's still in his,
We're
in his
about to be
mid-20s.
36. Unreal.
True. Yep. And it's one of those things. Noah Gray is a great receiving tight end. Travis Kelce can still get it done. Robert Tonyan is a guy I think can do a little bit of both. I think to get Robert Tonyan can be a blocking tight end as well as what we saw here in training camp and preseason week 1. He looks pretty smooth out there catching some passes. And he's a veteran as well. Spent time with Aaron Rodgers. Been in the league since 2018. His first ever catch, I think, was like 54 yards. I mean, Robert Tonyan has been playing with some of the top quarterbacks in this league now for a while. And he didn't just forget how to play tight end, especially if you're just our third tight end in the mix. To me, as much as it would kind of suck to lose out, but Jared Wiley, to me, still needs a lot of work. I don't think he's ready to be a part of this roster on a game-to-game basis, especially when you have a guy like Tonyan who is a veteran and is smooth as can be and clearly should be over Wiley at this point. So I'm cool with keeping 3 tight ends personally.
Yeah, you're only going to keep 3 tight ends because Tonyan's a guy back in 2020 who had 586 yards and 11 touchdowns. So that.
And who was that with? Who was that with, JG? Who was that with?
You know what? I don't know. I forgot the guy's name. I forgot his name.
Oh, you love that guy.
He might be in Pittsburgh now. I don't know.
You love that guy.
I don't know.
You know, when he went into those darkness retreats, he went off the rails for me. So that's just he's a jag at this point of his career. But my point is, you only need 3. When you got Robert Tonyan, you only need 3 tight ends on the roster. And so I agree with Mike on that.
I'm right there with you guys. I think Wiley's the odd man out. I think Tonyan has to be your guy. He's more tight end set in that third spot than Wiley is. I think Wiley, and unfortunately, it's the injury he had last year really hurt him for this year. It really did.
Sure.
And I think that was
his development got destroyed, right?
Yeah, correct. I mean, it really did, right? I mean, not being out on the field, not working with the team. I mean, you're injured, you can't do nothing. Having a guy like Robert Tonyan, who, like Jason just said, with 2020, elite quarterback. I mean, we've been looking for that third guy for a while behind Noah Gray.
Yeah, if you're a third tight end,
do a little bit of everything,
putting up 500 plus yards and that many touchdowns in 1 year, just 5 years ago, that's a pretty good tight end 3, in my opinion.
Yeah, and he can stay healthy.
There's no way you're keeping 4 tight ends. It's not going to happen.
No, and like I said, on my Madden franchise, I sent Wiley down to the practice squad. So he's my odd man out on that one.
Madden is the only thing that matters, as we all know.
No, I'm just excited. It came out today for me, or at least I bought the one that came out today anyway. And so I got to start my franchise. What'd you say?
I said you should be excited about it, man.
It's not bad. Normally, I'm pretty judgmental about Madden, and fair warning to everyone out there listening, it's a pretty good game this year. I think it's pretty solid. So far, I've played.
That's big
5
for you
games.
to say that. Yeah.
No, I think so far what I've seen, they've done a good job with the game.
Basically, if Mike's not pissed, you should probably go out and buy it. It's a good one.
Yeah, I'm not pissed at all about it. Only thing I'll say is that fumbling is like impossible. Like I've played 5 games and not one fumble has happened. So I might need to adjust something on that. I don't know. All right, Tanner.
That's some sliders needing adjusted. That's for sure.
True that. Do we have a couple comments we need to get to, Tanner, real quick?
No, we got Slam and Sammy out here. Slammy is what I'm going to start calling him here. He said he's fine with taking 5 RB, seeing as we get so many injuries in that room, which I don't think that's going to be the case this year. I think Pacheco's in a much better situation coming into play. I think Hunt is now, I mean, he was fresh, but now he's in football shape, working in training camp, being able to be in football shape for the season. I think we're going to be okay in that scenario there. He says hope for the best, right, for the running back side. Nico is a question: is Thornton or Brownlee So Nico is a lock. I'm sorry, Nico is a lock. Question: if we do keep 7, is it Thornton or Brownlee?
I don't know, man. That's a tough one because they both looked really good in training camp, and Brownlee
Brownlee has a height, gives him a different play.
He's
Give him a
red
different
zone
view.
threat. Brownlee is a red zone threat, and Thornton is a deep threat. It's a tough.
But you already have 4 guys with speed on that receiver line. You don't have a guy in the red zone.
Give me freaking Brownlee, dude. Not because my name is Jason, but just give me the Brownlee. Seems like a good pick.
All right. I will point out one thing about Brownlee. I think it was a week or 2 ago they started working him in on special teams, meaning that they're trying to give him an opportunity to say, hey, if you're going to make this roster, you're going to have to do something on special teams, meaning as a gunner, meaning as a guy that's going to get down there, make a tackle, stuff like that. You got to be able to make a tackle. You also got to be able to be a gunner as well and punt returns. So just a couple things to keep in mind that the team is interested in Brownlee. And so, I think that's a good sign for him. And I think that's the biggest battle. We'll get to this in just a second, but going into this next game, the third string wide receiver list, basically. And what I mean by that is the list between Jason Brownlee, Tyquan Thornton, and Sky Moore. That is the current third string list of wide receivers, and their usage in this next game is going to tell us, I think, a lot about what the team's plan is with those group of receivers. And I think Sky Moore is playing in the fourth quarter last week was telling us everything we needed to know, which is going to be an exciting day for me. I don't mean to be so harsh. I just, I'm ready.
Tell me how you really feel. Tell me how you really feel.
It's like one of those turds. You keep trying to flush it, and the handle. You keep hitting the handle, and it just won't go down. And it's like, God damn it, just go down. And then finally, you finally give it one big flush, and that thing finally fits through, goes all the way through the toilet, and never comes back again. And that's exactly what I think about Mr. Sky Moore.
I've never had that experience, Mike. Are you talking about the proverbial triple flusher, or what are we talking about here?
Well, you don't know the settles very well,
I guess. Passed 3 times at this point.
I have a feeling that I have a dad and a sister, and myself has probably done that before. So
everybody knows about the double flusher, but I've never experienced the proverbial triple flusher.
No, it's the ones you hit the bar and it just does this, but it never actually goes down. It just sits there and goes in circles and never goes down. But this is finally the flush here in year 4.
Mike says it's like a sausage link, right? So it's like, the round sausage link, you can get a Price Chopper, and it just sits there. You just keep hitting it. So it's more than 3 times is what he's saying.
and Dave said you pee on it to break it up in smaller pieces.
I seriously hope that you didn't try that out in Las Vegas, and that's why their tourism is way down by like 1,000% right now.
Well, I have nothing to do with that, so that's a whole different story of shitty things in Vegas. I guess that would cause that. So mainly their prices on things, probably for the average tourist.
God damn.
But all right,
Jake has stolen nude still to plunger.
I mean, the tourism is down. Like that's on paper, but is it because you clogged up all the toilets, or what the hell's going on out there?
I didn't do that this time. I might have done that a few years ago, but this last time I didn't do that.
Jason, that was Fremont Street when he disappeared for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So when you guys were in Fremont, I disappeared back to my hotel room and stayed there all night. So
we need a redo. I do want to. I'm going to vote for a redo on that trip. We need a redo.
Yeah, we need a redo where the first night you don't go to bed early, and then I don't become a little bitch basically for 2 out of the 5 nights. So
what is that with you guys?
4 nights instead of 5.
We had Mike.
We need
Mike almost 2 days worth of staying in the hotel. Jason went to bed early one day. Couldn't get out of the hotel after the morning the next day,
It was
and here I am just powering through. Through.
Me and Jason both had days where we spent the whole day in the hotel room, basically.
Yeah.
I didn't have that.
Everybody gets one buffer day. You can use it whenever the heck
I didn't use mine. I didn't use mine.
I had 2 of them. So I I felt
You
bad
did.
about that. That
You were
was
about
rough,
to use
man.
a third the day we left. So
I'm getting too old for that crap, I guess. So no more 5 a.m. Baccarat for me.
we're
get
not
that-
doing that.
Get that
either.
over by at least one.
Especially
one.
on checkout day, like when we have to move to a hotel.
Oh,
not
jeez.
again, man.
I want to know at what age do you stop staying up in Vegas until 6 a.m. because I'm 48 old right now and I still want to stay up late. So
I would probably still be right there with you. I mean,
think
it's
I
a
just
different
found out
time
this
zone
year.
too.
I think I just found out for myself 35 is the age. Well, 34, I suppose.
you,
Look,
I think when you freaking hit like age 65, that's when you just stop. You don't stay out until 5 in the morning or 6 in the morning.
Oh, I won't do that again in Vegas anyway at this point because that was horrible. It ruined all my next days both times I did it 4 different times. So amazingly I was able to stay awake throughout most of the trip. So
you got to power through, man. You got to power through.
I did my best, man. It was hard.
Again next year, dude.
But it was fun playing baccarat, and I had my own private waitress and free drinks, and it was pretty amazing. That the times I was awake at 5 a.m. it was pretty incredible, but it was not worth it for the next day. So, anyways, guys, we got a little off topic there. Those out there listening. Okay, we hit on the running back.
Damn it, Sky Moore.
Would you say hear that, Sky Moore?
Damn it, Sky Moore. Got us off topic.
He got us on a conversation about turds. Anyways, preseason game 2, you guys. Let's see. What are you looking forward to tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Central Time? Late night game for everybody. Now we're gonna assume. Let's just assume the starters do play at least one quarter, and then we'll see after that the rest of the team. What one particular you guys are going to be paying attention to the most now that we've finished training camp and we've seen week 1 preseason game? You can go, JG.
Jason.
No, I just want to see. I want to see Jason Brownlee. I want to see his usage go up, and I want to see the guy make the team. So, if they can get him some more red zone targets, that's what I'm going to be watching because I really want this guy to make the team.
Yeah, I think for him to make the team too, like I mentioned earlier, he's going to have to work out on special teams. So if he goes down, makes a big tackle on kick return or punt return or whatever it may be, as well as, make some plays with Gardner Minshew or something, I mean, then we have an argument to be made, of figuring out a way to get this guy on the team. And we'll see what Tyquan Thornton can do. But I mean, at this point, it's a true battle, in my opinion, between those two to see who could potentially be the guy. And that's if we keep 7 receivers, Tanner, as we just talked about.
I think it comes down to Mahomes, man. It's all about what Mahomes thinks and what he thinks about his chemistry with guys. And if Mahomes says, "Hey, I want to keep Brownlee on this team," they're going to go with that. So I think Mahomes could be the guy that makes that decision.
Yeah, that's crazy too, because openly Mahomes has brought up on his own accord Tyquan Thornton's abilities months before training camp even began. He talked about Tyquan Thornton back in
as soon as he signed
off-season OTAs.
Yeah,
how they've been working out and stuff like that. So he was already impressed with Thornton during those practices, which is obviously is against air. And I think maybe the situation with Brownlee, though, it's like I think Mahomes wanted Brownlee in that spot. He wanted to see what Brownlee could do on a throw like that, in the corner of the end zone for a fade, back shoulder fade. Those are things that I think Mahomes was trying to see, and him making that catch was big. Because I guarantee
he did it
like
3 times in camp while we were there.
Do what?
You know what I mean? He did it like 3 times in camp.
Yeah,
while we were there,
he contested catches.
He got up. He went up. He went up every time.
It was contested catches and in red zone catches. I mean, the guy looked like he was doing a good job of boxing out the defender each time. So I thought Brownlee looked really, really good in training camp when we were there.
Yeah. Now I think Brownlee and where Remigio sits as well. I think those are Thornton, right? So those 3 guys. What kind of usage we see? What kind of snaps we're seeing? Tonyan Wiley, of course, is going to be a big one there. I also think Smith. I think Smith coming into play of where's he at in special teams more than he is at running back. I think what is he doing here? I believe Sammy said he had a fumble. I don't know. I don't think he had a fumble. I think I've been talking about Madden, but like he has a lot to prove here this week of what his usage can be and how he can stay in that running back room. So, I think those are my three things. I also, he talked about Slayman did talk about FAU. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Wiley played last week, right? Wiley was out there.
Yeah, Wiley played last week.
Yep. Yeah. He was out there.
He caught one pass.
He had one catch. Yeah.
One catch for, I think it was like 15 yards or so.
Yeah. So, and then FAU, Slammy out here says FAU, he's at the line between cut or not. Like, yeah, like our D line isn't, looking that great. Same time, FAU has to show up and be something. And we got some rookies out here I think we'd rather have on the roster than FAU. So,
at this point, you got Felix and you got Malik Herring. I mean, obviously, we got our guys that are going to for sure make the team at D end, but you really only need to carry 4 or 5 D ends, in my opinion. And I think we already have 4 of them that are locks. So to me, it's like you're battling for that 5th spot. So you got George Karlaftis, Charles Omenihu, Mike Dana, Ashton Gelati. But so after that, you're basically battling between Malik Herring and Felix as your next D end to make the team, assuming they carry 5. Which they don't have to do that, because to me, as I've talked about before, D tackle is such an up in the air thing and going to be such a rotational part of this defense this year because Mike Pennell's not playing every snap. Neither is Jerry Tillery. Neither is Omar Norman Lott. And so they're going to be a lot of rotation there. They're going to need to keep 4 D tackles on this team. So to me, 5 D ends, 40 tackles. I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's enough. Maybe that's too much. I don't know.
Same time, I wouldn't be surprised seeing a little bit or Tupilatu making the team here for that depth as well. They're at D tackles, so
yeah, and those are some guys to watch tomorrow as well. See who stands out in the interior. So I'm looking forward to that. But I think Omar needs to come out and make an impact on this team and show some kind of flash at least, something we can look forward to. I don't know what Jason's doing over there with his shirt up and everything, but it's been an interesting car bar for him. Oh, is he?
Here we go.
Jesus Christ. Somebody's been at the casino, I guess.
I can't spread it. I can't spread it that far.
That's what she said.
Too many hundreds.
Yeah, that's a thick stack you got over there. That's good to see. All right. Well, anyways, any other positions to watch, Tanner, for tomorrow night's game?
No, I don't. I think quarterback's locked up, right? I think we're looking at the running back room already, tight end room, our receiver room. O-line, I feel like is in depth wise, maybe a couple guys there, but I feel like that's pretty there. Slammy out there says nice backer out fun there. Nice. D tackle, linebacker could be interesting. You talked about Brandon George last week as your guy to kind of watch there. I didn't see
a little of him last week, not a lot.
Nothing too much, but we might see a little bit more this week though.
Yeah, he didn't really make an impact last week. I did see him out there getting in the mix a little bit, but like not enough to where it was any kind of flash play or impressive of any kind or nothing like that. So, but I will say we will see plenty more of Chris Roland Wallace at safety this week. So, that'll be kind of nice to see how he's transitioning into that because he's been a corner up to this point. And, the guy's made some plays in the past, even in the playoffs for this team. So, I think him stepping in that Deion Bush role is a good fit for Roland Wallace.
Yeah, and kind of watching too, looking at the Orlad step chart, just kind of gazing upon it here. A guy, Kevin Knowles, out there, he's kind of stepped up here in the nickelback range as right behind Trent McDuffie. So maybe a guy to watch too, and maybe there's potential talk of him being a practice squad guy that ends up being staying around. So, but we'll have to see here. I think we're pretty squared up on most positions. It's just a matter of a few of that last second, third depth that we have. So, special teams guys.
Yeah, that sounds about right for me. whoever's listening out there, if they have a certain position group that they're interested in watching, I'd be curious
Slammy
to hear
says
about
DB.
that.
So
Just DB in general.
yep.
I will say we might get to see our first look at Christian Fulton. So
yes, he
that'd be
should
kinda
be
nice.
active from what I've seen. So
Yeah, he's been practicing again in training camp. I think he's good to go. So our first look at Christian Fulton will be kind of nice to see, get an idea of what he might be, how he might be used in the Steve Spagnuolo defense. And keep in mind, I always told you guys in the past, the full circle moment was that he was the one that intercepted Mahomes on that Rashee Rice ACL injury, and now he's part of the team. So maybe the Chiefs did that as to like cleanse the bad omens of whatever happened there.
yeah.
All right, Tanner.
We'll see.
You got to run the 2-minute warning for us.
All right,
You're
2-minute warning here, guys. 2-minute warning is hopefully we can get a quick answer at everybody here for this one here. But basically, we're looking for each person here. So myself, JG, and Mike, Mirage or Real. We're looking for a 30-second debate or 30 seconds, no debate. Basically, holy cow. I use my notes so bad. I have AI build my notes and they screw up.
Yeah, I know you did. That? I could tell when I read it. Well, what's your question for the 2-minute warning, Tanner? Because we're going over one Mirage, which is an overreaction.
He wants one fantasy overreaction.
Yeah.
Wants
that's what I was looking for right there.
Breakout candidate.
Overreaction or a legit breakout, right? And so I just need you guys to name one person who could be a Mirage or is it Real?
Okay. Fair enough.
Start it off, Mike.
Well, I'm going to go Mirage first with you guys. So the reason I bring this up is that one of our good friends, Todd, who was on our show just a few months ago, he was trying to convince me at my 3rd overall pick in our draft that I should be looking at Ashton Jeanty as my top pick at the number 3 overall, which I thought that was a bit much, a little crazy, especially considering we are a PPR league that we use. And Ashton Jeanty is, I mean, yeah, he was picked in the top 5 of the NFL draft, and he might be a good running back, but I'm definitely not going to take him at number 3 overall in my class. I think there's a lot of hype right now with Ashton Jeanty. In fact, he's rated over Derrick Henry right now, as well as over Chase Brown and Josh Jacobs. And he's going to get a lot of usage, without a doubt. I understand that, and I believe that he's going to probably touch the ball between 280 to 300 times this season. But to me, the Mirage is that Ashton Jeanty is supposed to just walk into this league and be a superstar on the Raiders of all teams and put up like 15 touchdowns and 1,500 yards rushing. I do not see that being the case. I think that he does have that typical rookie, you see the improvement as the year goes on. I think he puts up somewhere around 1,200 yards on the ground and probably closer to that 10 touchdown range, somewhere around there, which is not number 3 overall worthy. And so when I look at some of the rankings too, I do not put him in the same mix with guys like a Saquon Barkley or Jahmyr Gibbs, Christian McCaffrey, or even Derrick Henry for that matter. I don't care if Derrick Henry is 30, 31 years old. I'm going to give Ashton Jeanty 1 year with the Raiders at least and show me what he's made of. After that, maybe in year 2, I'll consider taking him in that point. But it's, to me, is a Mirage as far as some of the people out there saying, oh, but he's going to get all the volume. So not really a fan of that one at the moment anyways. So that's my Mirage guy. And then the legit breakout guy, I might have to let you guys do the Mirage first, and then I'll do the breakout after.
That's fine. Let's do the
you
Mirage.
You want to do Mirage first?
JG, what you got, Mirage?
Yeah, let's go with my Mirage first. I'm gonna go with Saquon Barkley, man. This guy was an absolute stud last year, and at some point you got to have a pullback on these guys. And Saquon had a lot of injuries when his career first started, but for me, he feels like he's been in the league forever. And I just feel like this, I don't know if it's going to be an injury season for him or if he is just not going to be as good. But I don't think you're going to get the return that you think you're going to get spending a high first round pick or whatever his ADP is. I just think that he's too expensive for me. And so I think that he's not a guy that he's not going to fall in your draft. So I don't like the idea of spending the pick on him. I think he's just too expensive in fantasy.
Interesting take. Take it for sure. Mirage for me, guys, is Jaylen Warren. Right now, sitting about 93 ADP of 92 for me. Fantasy pros generally. Look, this guy is about to get outworked by Caleb Johnson, the rookie. Najee Harris is gone. Aaron Rodgers, you're not really running the ball. We saw what Breece Hall was last year. And it was more to the backup, Braden Allen. Okay. I'm looking at Caleb Johnson being the guy by the end of the year. And I'm looking at Jaylen Warren being what he is, what he's always been. So if you're looking at 93 and looking to draft Jaylen Warren, I'd pass. I'd pass and wait another round before you do draft him. Last year, I mean, you're looking at 27 career games, with under the 10 touches. He had, 3.9 targets, 3.2 catches, 75.1 scrimmage yards. Didn't do jack for touchdowns. His Vegas projection is 525.5 yards, rushing yards alone. So no, I'm taking the Mirage here of Jaylen Warren at the 92 spot, 93 at some spots if you're looking at different sites here. But that is my Mirage there for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah, very nice. All right, I'll give you guys my legit one, my legit breakout, and I've been talking about him, all off season, and it helps that we're here in the hometown, of course, and got to see it firsthand. But to me, my big one, I'm looking at fantasy perspective, is Xavier Worthy. And I know it's easy to say that as a Chiefs fan, but I'm telling you right now, the usage rate from him is going to be terrific. In fact, I already told you last week, I already put some money in for him to get a touchdown in week 1 against the Chargers. That's already been put in, and it'd be worth a few $100 if it happens. But so right now, comparatively in a PPR league, he's in the same hemisphere as guys like Devontae Smith, Zay Flowers, Jalen Waddle, and Rashee Rice. He's just 2 above Rashee Rice right now at the moment. And then Jameson Williams as well is in that mix. So he's being put in a situation right now between these names as guys who are legitimate, have proven, over the past few years what they're capable of. And this Xavier Worthy thing is going to be perfect for a lot of people because he's going to get high usage rate. He's also going to play extra snaps while Rashee Rice is out for a suspension in the middle of the season. And so during those weeks, he is our WR1. I don't care what you guys think about Hollywood Brown right now. Xavier Worthy is going to be getting the most touches from the wide receiver position while Rashee Rice is out. And to me, it's just a perfect situation for him to break out, probably put up 1,000 yards receiving, but he can do some damage on the ground too. Let's not forget some things he can do from the backfield, even on reverses and so on. And he still found the end zone, I think, last year 9 times, which I believe they actually tied a Chiefs rookie record, as a matter of fact. So I expect to see more of that throughout the year. We saw him in training camp and the way that they're using him a lot out of the backfield, as a matter of fact, in those passing situations. Another reason why Brashard Smith doesn't have really a purpose on this team, by the way. So to me, Xavier Worthy is without a doubt the real deal, legit breakout this year. And if you get him, he's right now WR26. I definitely think he's going to be top 20 by the end of the season as far as in total points scored in PPR leagues.
Yeah, it's a guy going top 5 rounds in my best balls I've seen. Top 5, 4. So, yeah.
And a legit route runner, too. Yeah. Everyone thought because he ran a 4.21 at the combine, he's just another,
just another fast guy, man.
Ted
John
Ginn
Ross.
Jr. or whatever,
John Ross,
Yeah, John Ross, Ted Ginn Jr. That one turd that went to the Raiders from Maryland a few years ago. I totally forgot his name right now. But
BBB. I don't know. Yeah,
it doesn't matter anymore. He went to the Steelers for a couple of years too.
Howard Bay or something like that.
Darius Hayward Bay.
Hayward Bay. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. But no, the case is with Xavier Worthy is that I've told you guys before on this exact show that he's more like Devontae Smith than he is anybody else because he can do all of that route running thing as well as the quickness. So he's very
drafted
similar.
2-3 rounds ahead of Rice right now in most drafts. So
he's also a great baccarat player. I heard he made $40,000.
True that. I got to witness firsthand him playing baccarat, so that is true.
JG, what you got, man? What's your real one?
Yeah, so Real for me is a guy that I've been thinking this guy is going to be a blow up candidate every freaking year, and it never really happens. But for me, it's going to be Jalen Waddle. His ADP right now is 74, and I think you're in a situation right now in Miami where obviously Tyreek Hill's 1 year older, probably going to miss a couple of games here and there. That Miami defense is going to be actually pretty bad, I think, this year. And so you're in a situation where Dolphins are going to be coming from behind, I think, in a lot of games this year. And so I think Jalen Waddle for me is the guy to finally break out for me this year. And ADP 74, I mean, I'm going to take a stab on that, I think, every time.
Very nice, very nice.
So I'm going up in the 120 range, guys. But this is a guy that's real, and I feel like he can go higher up if you really, really wanted to look at him. If you're really wanting a receiver and need a receiver, you go running back heavy early. But Rashad Bateman with the Baltimore Ravens. He just signed a contract extension.
Is he finally going to do it?
He's
finally.
I think he's going to be not the guy, right? I'm not looking at him as WR1, WR3, WR4. Being a guy that's going to be efficient for your roster. Yes, I do believe that.
All right.
37 games here through Todd Monken's as our OC. Looking at 7.7 points per game, 3.8 targets, 2.4 catches, 34.4 scrimmage yards. And right now his Vegas projection is only 549 receiving yards and 3.5 receiving touchdowns. You don't sign a guy at extension to not get him the ball. You don't sign a guy that's also been kind of banged up the last couple of years to not get him the ball. Rashad Bateman's my guy this year. I like Bateman here. I kind of like him a little over Flowers because I don't think Flowers is as durable as Bateman can be. I mean, obviously we'll see what happens with the season here, but early on here, I'm going with Rashad Bateman at the 120 mark as my real guy.
I hope you're right because I've been a fan of Bateman since he was drafted.
Minnesota.
His career has just kind of been strange and just kind of flirted around at this point, and I just hope it finally can.
I think didn't he have some kind of weird injury late in the season in Minnesota, and it just kind of, I don't know, it kind of went that way for his rookie year, and he hasn't really been like fully healthy. And this year, I've been hearing everything that he's set in stone, kind of like Pacheco getting a reset. Like he's finally got that good reset in him, ready to go. So,
hey, I hope that's the case.
I've
always liked him as a player, so I'm hoping that can work out.
So, but that's the Mirage and Real segment of the Fantasy Football for the 2-minute warning, guys.
Next time, Tanner, tell AI to write out a better script than this bull crap.
Well, I think the issue is that AI actually got drunk this time around, which that's actually possible for a human and AI.
Well,
a lot of people don't know.
AI might be AI right now.
Drunk, and so you need to keep that in mind.
It saw me under the Sports Buffoons account, and it knew immediately how to react. So that's probably what it was.
True. That's true.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Are you guys both going to stay up tomorrow night to watch the full game? I know it's not going to be up till midnight.
Mm-hmm. So I got a LTS, Let's Talk Sports Fantasy League draft tomorrow night, starting at 7:30 p.m. Central. We will be broadcasting that live, most likely here on the Buffoons channel. You will see that here. We'll have the league mates in. We'll do a little stream fest here as we lead up to the Chiefs game that night. So, of course, I got that game right here. It'll be perfectly in view. in case it does run long. But we will be doing that in the honor of our man Dan Harris of the Let's Talk Sports League. We running a league there that we have with a lot of our former Let's Talk Sports podcasters. So we'll be doing that tomorrow night, most likely live on stream here, as I once again wreck this league into oblivion. So I have, by the way, Mike, I don't know, I don't think I told you, but I ended up trading a bunch of guys for draft picks. So I get like 4 third-round draft picks late in the draft now, based off draft position. And I think I came in second or first. Yeah, they were not happy with me, but that's not my fault that they're bad players. So,
hey, you got that many picks to work with. I mean, it's gonna be hard to mess that up.
Yeah, and I got 2 keepers that go along with it, and later in the draft. So, yeah, it's not my fault. They're bad. Yeah,
that's a nice little deal. We got our draft coming up in 2 weeks, so that'll be.
We
fun
do. We'll be right here in the good old basement. So, for that.
Maybe if we get crazy, we'll do a show in there. Who knows?
We have to be pretty crazy with you guys.
First of all, you owe me my microphone. Where's my damn microphone at, Tanner? That's what I've been waiting on.
Freaking drawer right here, right next to me, dude.
Yeah, tired of talking into this thing. I need
Don't leave without it.
I'll tell you what, you can let AI run the whole show for the rest of my life, but I'll tell you one thing AI will never be able to do, and that's produce all these hunters right here. AI can't do this right here, bro.
It actually could. It could.
I don't know if AI could beat Butker.
It doesn't have the robots can't do what we do around here. That's all I can.
I don't know. I don't think AI could beat Butker, because if you ask AI how do you beat Butker, it'll tell you can't.
You know what it tells you? Because I've done it. I like to just do this for the hell of it as I work around it. It tells me, you guys love this. This is where Matt gets all his advice. Bet banker every time. Just put it on banker every time, dude.
So that right there proves to me that I would beat AI and Baccarat every single time.
No, you would.
I think AI could probably. I think AI could probably beat craps, but you can't get a damn robot.
It can't. No, it cannot be craps either. It cannot be craps. I made it try to beat craps its way, and I did my way. It easily bankrupted way before I did. So.
Well, I'm glad you won some money today, Jason, but we got to get out of here, man.
Oh, I didn't win. I didn't win. Make no mistake. That's not the correct word that you want to use, but
oh, I know what you really want to say, but we're not going to talk about that right now.
Yep. Yeah, I'm just I'm sheltering in place right now. That's all I want.
Yeah, you need to get home safely now. You got to shelter in place after the car bar.
Shelter in place, baby. Shelter in place.
Oh, God. All right, guys. Well, I got to leave you the outro with this right here. So how about those Chiefs, baby? And, hey, you know what's funny? That they came out with this year for this flag, but this is Cole's channel name on YouTube.
It is. Not related at all.
What a coincidence.
Not related at all.
He got a flag with his channel name on there. Maybe one day they'll put a Sports Buffoons logo on. That's all right. That's all right. Cole does a really good job, so I'm proud of that guy. He's awesome. So, all right, guys. Well, I don't know if you guys are looking at and being weird about, but we're gonna get out of here, okay?
I ruined it.
You didn't do it, did you?
Screwed the chop up.
Okay. Well, we're not gonna do that then. All right, Tanner. Well, we will be back next week, of course, with another recap of Week 2 preseason.
And we might be ready to, go to preseason game number 3 together. So we'll see.
I'm up for it. August 22nd. So whatever comes up. So I'll never say no to going to Arrowhead Stadium. So that's for damn sure.
That's right. Slammy, appreciate you commenting, having some fun with us here as always. Dave, thank you for commenting in as well. Looks like Charles as well. once again, thank you guys for commenting. It's always fun to see you guys out there. So
especially a late night Thursday like this, guys.
late night Thursday, out of nowhere, man. Out of
caught
nowhere.
you off guard a little bit. So, all right, guys, we'll be back and we'll see you all on the next one.
Big money outro.
See you guys.